Welcome to the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen, where we share gourmet recipes at a low-budget wonder. Now check this out. This is one of those fish that I like to serve with rice, so we'll just get a couple cups of this going here real quick. And then we'll get started here with some fresh fruit. And you want to chop some bite-sized pieces of mango and pineapple. It's also not a bad idea to chop some red onion. Also, some fresh mint leaves. Then once you combine all of these ingredients, you want to add some red chili flakes. Then just give this a good stir. Now here I've got a fresh tilapia fillet. And the first thing you want to do is just hit it with some salt and pepper. But you want to be generous with this and go ahead and flip it over to the other side and do the same thing. Now here I'm going to open up a small can of chipotle peppers marinating in adobo sauce. This is what we're going to marinate our fish with. All you got to do is just drizzle this right over the top and just rub it in on both sides of the fillet. It'll give it spice and a real nice smoky taste. Now in a hot pan you want to melt down some butter. You can use olive oil if you prefer, but this will give it a better taste. Now drop that fillet with the top down first. And you want to just let that fillet sizzle in that butter for about 2 minutes before you flip it. But you're only going to need about a minute on this side. Then get it off the heat and plate. Then serve with rice and our pineapple mango with mint and chili flakes right over the top and on the side. And there you have it, blackened chipotle tilapia right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients. I'd like to start this off with some beautiful oyster mushrooms. All you've got to do is saw off the limbs here right at the base, just like you would a stalk of broccoli. It's real simple, very easy to do, and that's what the caps and stems should look like when you're done. And we'll get right into some scallions. We'll chop up some parsley, and I think we're going to go ahead and put some bacon in this recipe as well. And we'll go ahead and start cooking that first, just because that's going to take a few minutes. But in a hot pan, you can start some olive oil and throw in some butter and get this melted. Put these two together and start sauteing your oyster mushrooms. Now you can use whatever mushrooms you want. I just recommend these because they're fun. Portobellos or shiitake would be great. Now when your bacon's done, you want to strain that off here into some paper towels. Let all the grease soak down in there and dab it up. Make sure you don't have any of that left in there. And just let that rest for a minute. Now when it comes to our halibut steaks here, we want to coat them with some olive oil because we want to keep that moisture in. Just right over the top and rub it down. And all you got to do is flip them over on the plate, let that olive oil touch down, and then flip them back over and that'll coat the bottom side. Now when it comes to seasoning, just a little salt and pepper is all you're really going to need here over the top. And then a little bit of paprika. You can use cayenne if you want a little more kick. Then you want to do top side down first on your grill, or in your pan if you prefer. But that's the side that's going to display. Now back to our sauteing, we'll add our bacon and our parsley. Throw in a little bit of lemon juice and some more butter. We're going to start making our garlic lemon butter sauce. Once that melts down a little bit, you're going to add a little bit of water. You want to stretch this out and make a sauce go further. And you're going to add the scallions when it's cooled down, and a little bit of white wine is going to help this flavor. And here's our garlic. We add the garlic at the end so it doesn't burn. Now's a good time to flip our halibut steaks over. And as you can see, we've got some gorgeous grill marks. Just beautiful. Now I've killed the heat and I'm topping it off with some chili flakes. That'll give it that kick we were talking about earlier, if you don't want to use the cayenne. But that will finish off our garlic lemon butter sauce. Now it's time to throw these down on a plate and go ahead and cover the top with our mushrooms, our bacon, our scallions, and our garlic lemon butter sauce drizzled right over the top. And there you have it, grilled halibut right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet kitchen. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients. First thing you want to do is cook some bacon. Now it's not necessary, but I like to use it at the end of this recipe. Then you want to cut yourself an onion. Just do long slices like this. I also like to chop some sweet peppers. As you can see, I'm using a colorful array to make it really pop. Then a couple sliced cloves of garlic, and I like to chop this up really fine. We'll need a little bit of parsley, and we'll chop that as well. And believe it or not, you're going to need some grated mozzarella cheese. Now here's my salmon fillet. I haven't done anything special with it except rinse it under some cold water. But let me show you a trick to get the skin off. Just drizzle some olive oil in a really hot pan. Then lay your salmon fillet skin side down in the pan for about 10 seconds. Now watch how easy this skin will remove. Just peels right off. Now back in the same pan, we're going to melt some butter, and we're going to drop most of our cut veggies in there. Just the onions, the peppers, and then hit it with some of our garlic. Now you don't want to spend a lot of time cooking it like this. You just want to mix it thoroughly and make sure that flavor is getting distributed equally. Just flatten it out in your pan like this. Then you want to come back over it with a little bit of white wine. And then immediately follow with your salmon fillet right over the top in the center of your pan. Then I like to take the rest of that garlic that we chopped and cover the fillet. Then you want to put the lid over the top and let it steam for just a few minutes. Then come back, hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper, and then we're going to take that mozzarella cheese right over the top. Then you want to cover back up with a lid just long enough for the cheese to melt. Then you should be ready to serve. If you're interested in other fish recipes, check out my grilled halibut and rockfish at the end of this video. And this is when I like to add that bacon. Followed by that fresh chopped parsley. And then just a splash of balsamic vinegar. And there you have it, smothered salmon right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet kitchen. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients. First thing you want to do with your fillets is season them. We've got some salt and some black pepper. First season the bottom, and then we'll flip each one of them over and season the top. The only difference is the top will be adding some paprika for a little bit of kick. Now in a hot pan, melt some butter, and then take the fillets top side down first. We only flip these once, and we want the top side presentable. These are very fragile fillets, so we want to take the utmost best care possible. That means when we're flipping them, we're going to need to be careful as well. That's why I'm using my hand, spatula underneath, and my hand on top to make sure it doesn't flip and fall apart. Just like that. In a separate pan, we'll start with some olive oil and start searing some vegetables. Here I've got some yellow pepper and some white onion. A little bit of garlic as well, and give it a light toss, and then season with salt and pepper. Zucchini is a nice addition if you'd like to add that to a mix, or replace the peppers altogether. But here, we're going to use some tomatoes instead. Always add the tomatoes last, so they are not to overcook. Now we're going to throw in some parsley to finish it off. Now plating it, start out with some rice and cover it with one fillet. Now our mixed vegetables right over the top. And there you have it, pan-fried swahi, right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet kitchen. First thing you want to do is mix our ingredients for our dry rub. Some black pepper, some kosher salt, and some paprika. Now for our vinaigrette, we're going to mix some soy sauce with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, some sesame oil, lemon juice, and of course some wasabi paste. Now once you got this mixed all together, you can go with it, or you can balance out that sour vinegar taste with a little bit of honey. Just make sure you give it a taste so you know it's to your liking. Now all we got to do is throw our dry rub ingredients down on a plate. And just give that plate a good shake. It'll spread out evenly for you. And here's the star of the show, our Ahi Tuna. Just dab it with a towel. Make sure you get all the wetness out so you can cover it with olive oil. This allows the olive oil to stick a lot better. Gently massage it in. Rub it on all sides, make sure it's completely covered. Then you can come back and start dipping it into your dry rub. Then once it's completely covered, take it to a hot pan on high heat. Start our sear. Only takes about 8 to 10 seconds for each side. You can reach in with your hand or you can use tongs. And just continue this process until you've got all sides seared. Now cutting the tuna can be quite delicate. You want to grip it firmly on all sides and let the knife do its work without a lot of pressure. It's really important to use a sharp knife when you're doing this, because you really don't want to press through there and destroy the tuna as you're cutting it. But
but you're looking for about an 1/8 inch slice. And once you cut through the last piece, you're ready to plate. And you want to keep this domino look to it, so you run your blade underneath the entire amount of tuna and take it straight to the plate. Now I'm quite the perfectionist, so I want to adjust it and make it just right for my likings. A little tweak here and there. And then we'll add our wasabi vinaigrette. And there you have it, seared ahi tuna right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen.
Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients.